Good morning students. This is a video for the students of class 6th, subject science. We were studying chapter number 14, that is water. This is your lecture number 4. And students, today we will discuss all the NCERT questions. Means I will provide you the solution of all the NCERT questions. First question is fill in the blanks. A part is the process of changing of water into its vapor is called. So answer is the process of changing of water into its vapors is called evaporation. What is evaporation? When the sunlight or by the heat, water changes into water vapors. And this process is called evaporation. B part is the process of changing water vapor into water is called dash. So answer is this process is called condensation. The process of changing water vapors into water is called condensation. C part is no rainfall for a year or more may lead to dash in that region. So answer is drought. Means when there is no rainfall for a year or more than a year in a place, then that place is said to be under drought. Means this situation is called drought. D part is excessive rains may cause. So it may cause flood. Means excessive rainfall may cause flood. Question number 2 is state for each of the following whether it is due to evaporation or condensation. Means in this question some statements are given to you and you have to write that why it happens, whether by the evaporation or by the condensation. Like in A part, water drops appear on the outer surface of a glass containing cold water. So it is due to condensation because water vapors change into water drops. B part is steam rising from wet clothes while they are ironed. So it is due to evaporation because in wet clothes water is present and steam is a heating device. So when we iron the wet clothes, then the water change into water vapors, means into steam. C part is fog appearing on a cold winter morning. It is due to condensation. Fog appears due to condensation. Okay. Now D part is blackboard dries up after wiping it. So what is the reason why the blackboard dries up? It is due to evaporation. Because when the water comes in the contact with the warm air, then all the water change into water vapors and blackboard dries up. Next part is steam rising from a hot kettle when water is sprinkled on it. It is also due to evaporation. Steam rising due to evaporation. Third question is which of the following statements are true? A part is water vapor is present in air only during the monsoon. No, this statement is not true. This statement is false because water vapors are always present in the air. Means in summers also, in winters also and during the monsoon also. That's why this statement is false. B part. Water evaporates into air from oceans, rivers and lakes, but not from the soil. This statement is false because water evaporates from the soil also. Because when rain comes, then some of the rainwater absorbed by the soil. And at the daytime, when sunlight falls on the soil, then the water which were present in the soil gets evaporate. Okay, so this statement is false. Water evaporates from the soil also. C part. The process of water changing into its vapor is called evaporation. This statement is true because evaporation is a process in which water changes into water vapors. D part. The evaporation of water takes place only in sunlight. No, this statement is not true because evaporation can take place by the heating. Okay, so evaporation of water can also take place in the absence of light because the evaporation of water can take place by the heating also. Like if we are taking any heating device like press, okay, then evaporation can also take place on taking heating device. That's why this statement is false. E part. Water vapor condenses to form tiny droplets of water in the upper layers of air where it is cooler. This statement is true because with increase in height of the atmosphere, there is a decrease in the temperature of the atmosphere. So, the warm air gets cool with increase in height. Water vapors present in the atmosphere comes in contact with the cooler air and the water vapors condenses to form tiny water droplets. That's why this statement is true. Question number 4. Suppose you want to dry your school uniform quickly. Would spreading it near an angeeti or heater help? If yes, then how? Answer is yes. Spreading of wet uniform near an angeeti or heater would dry quickly. Means if we spread our school uniform, wet school uniform near an angeeti or heater, then it will dry quickly. Because the air around the angeeti or heater gets warm, which increase the temperature around that atmosphere. When that wet school uniform kept near that angeeti or heater, the water evaporates into water vapors and at faster rate. That's why the wet school uniform would dry quickly. Okay. I hope you have understood this question. Now next question is, take out a cooled bottle of water from refrigerator and keep it on a table. After some time, you notice a puddle of water around it. Means you will observe some water drops around it. Why? Answer is, the cold water bottle lowers the temperature around the walls of that bottle. Means it lowers the surrounding temperature. Then the outside air around the bottle has water molecules in it, means some water molecules present in the outside air. And when that water particles in the form of vapors just collides with the surface of that cooled water bottle, then all the water vapors condenses to form the water droplets, and thus it forms a puddle of water around that bottle. Question number 6. To clean their spectacles, people often breathe out on glasses to make them wet. Explain why the glass is wet. Answer is, to clean the spectacles, people usually breathe out on glasses of those spectacles to make them wet. But why it happens? So the reason is, when we breathe out, carbon dioxide gas is released out along with the water molecules in the form of vapors. Means when we breathe out, then water molecules also released out. Means water vapors are also released in the atmosphere. And when these water vapors comes in contact with the spectacles, then it condenses to form teeny water droplets and makes those lenses wet. Okay. Question number 7. How are clouds formed? Answer is, clouds are made of the teeny drops of water. Means they are made by teeny drops of water that settle down on the dust particles in the atmosphere. So, when sun rays falls on the water and the water bodies like river water, ocean water gets heated during the day. Okay. All the water gets heated during the day, amount of water evaporates and the particles of water droplets collides with the particles present in the atmosphere. Means water droplets collides with the dust particles. The hot air rises up and carrying the water vapors with it. As the air rises up, there is a decrease in the temperature which further cools the air. This cooling changes the water vapors into tiny droplets and clouds will form. Question number 8. When does a drought occur? Answer is, when there is no rainfall for long time in particular area, then it will decrease the level of groundwater in that area and the soil gets dried up and causes drought in that particular area. So due to little rainfall, drought will occur. There will be no growth of the plants in the area and the water will not be available in that area for household activities. Means for doing daily activities, water will not be available. These are some bad effects of drought. Means all the wells dry up, farmers will not get the sufficient amount of water to grow their crops. Okay, that's why there will be no growth of plants in that area. So students, now we will discuss the homework solution of previous lecture. First question is, what is water cycle? Draw the diagram of water cycle. So answer is, the continuous movement of water from Earth's surface in the form of vapors and comes back on the Earth in the form of rain is called water cycle. Okay, and you have to draw the diagram of water cycle. This picture is showing the diagram of water cycle. Okay, now second question was, explain the processes involved in water cycle. Answer is, three processes are involved in water cycle, that are evaporation, condensation, and third is precipitation. So let us study each process one by one, that what is evaporation, condensation and precipitation. So first is evaporation. When sunlight falls on water, then water starts changing into water vapors. This process is called evaporation. Means when the water starts changing into water vapors, this is called evaporation. In the water cycle, first of all, the sunlight falls on the water bodies like on the river water, lake water, ocean water or sea water, and with the sunlight all the water changes into water vapors. And second stage is condensation. What is condensation? The process of changing water vapors into water drops is called condensation. Means when the water vapors moves high in the atmosphere, then at the height there is a low temperature, and due to this low temperature, the water vapors will convert into water drops. This is called condensation. And next is precipitation. When the water drops fall down in the form of rain, this process is called condensation. Means when the water droplets become heavy, then they fall down in the form of rain, and this process is called precipitation. So these are three processes involved in water cycle: evaporation, condensation and precipitation. Question number 3. What is drought? Answer is, a condition in which there is no rainfall in a place for a long time. This condition is called drought. Means when there is no rain for a long time at a place, then that place is said to be under drought. Okay. Next is question number 4. How are floods caused? How do they affect human life? Answer is, water accumulation in the water bodies like in rivers due to excessive rainfall is called flood. I am repeating, what is flood? Water accumulation in the water bodies due to excessive rainfall is called flood. Now effects of human life means what are the effects? So the effects are, it also leads to lot of soil erosion and top fertile layer of soil is washed away. Means the top fertile layer of soil washed away by the flood. And next is, it also leads to spread of many diseases. Okay, so these are some effects. Question number 5. What is rainwater harvesting? Answer is, the process of collecting rainwater on the roofs and storing it for later use is called rainwater harvesting. I am repeating, what is rainwater harvesting? The process of collecting rainwater on the roofs and storing it for later use is called rainwater harvesting. Now this is your today's homework. Learn and write all the NCERT questions in your fair notebook. Okay. So this ends for today's lecture. Thank you.